And we're live.
Woohoo!
In the holiday spirit, I guess we're kicking pigs today.
No,
that's not what we're doing.
Oh, and speaking of the holiday spirit, so right now in fantasy football, while he's doing his thing, I'm in third place, right?
Yeah.
Not in the Nirvana one, but the one where I can win some money. Unfortunately, I discovered too late that in the Nirvana league, I'm not eligible for the gift card.
Oh, yeah.
So that made me mad that I'm doing so well in there. But the other one, I'm in third place, but I've been on a little bit of a slump, 2-game losing streak, right? And a lot of people are starting to come back on me, but now it looks like I'm going to win. Right now it's 109-40.
Oh.
Well, I'll check mine later. I'm on a bye week this week. So.
Are you? It's also weird to have buys, so I would say if next year, if you do like fantasy football, when they put up the post about the fantasy league, go ahead and jump into it.
Yeah.
Make sure you also then go into the app and get your team put in there.
Yeah.
Because we unfortunately only had 7 people that showed up in time. So we're doing this weird thing where we get 2 bye weeks.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's odd. So if you're playing, go again. One thing I want to do is first, I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Yes.
hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving.
I know we did, and I know the stores did, because I did look, and it seems like all the stores around us all did really well this weekend, which is awesome.
Yeah,
because you want people to support
Local.
small businesses.
Yeah, and thank y'all all for coming out. Like, we had a massive day here in Nirvana, so just thank you for all our subscribers. Everybody that was traveling, coming in, just y'all made it what it was. So
yeah, it just like it was crazy. One thing I want to do as we go into the holidays every week, we're gonna do a theme thing, right? So here's the theme for this week.
What's the theme?
What is your? Because I've heard it all day on the radios here. What is your all-time favorite Christmas song?
Christmas
oh,
song.
Man.
Ooh.
Well, since they thought out Mariah Carey, no. I don't know. I'm a old school Frank Sinatra kind of Christmas guy. You know, it's just kind of this. It's cozy.
I was gonna say either Frank Sinatra or Bing Crosby.
But which song though?
All of them.
You can't do that.
That's a cheat.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'll be home for
It's
Christmas.
beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Okay.
I like that
yours.
one.
That's a good one. What's yours?
There's just so many though. I mean, it's hard. Like, I'm one of the few people that actually enjoy Christmas songs.
I do too.
I enjoy them after Thanksgiving.
Oh, I can listen to them all year round. Like, I literally have a gangster rap Christmas on my Spotify, and it doesn't make it sound like it's Christmas music. But it really is, and sometimes I'll sneak it into my daily listening.
For me, it's a new one I'm really digging. I've discovered it in the last couple of years. It's by a group called The Waitresses, called Christmas Rapping. It's like an 80s song. But my all-time favorite is probably the one, I don't know the name, but it's by just a symphony. It goes, do, 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 Christmas is here.
So, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
Wow.
It's the
Christmas is here. Da, 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 da.
Are
it's
you
a
sure?
song that Macaulay Culkin, it's in Home Alone, the first one. The choir is singing. The Festival of Bells or something like that.
Just the
By Trans-Siberian. Yeah.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Christmas is there. You do that part and I'll do the singing
Are you
part.
talking about Trans-Siberian Orchestra?
Ding, fries are done.
Okay.
Okay, now we just sound like a flock of birds.
Yeah, now we're just a flock of birds, guys. Everybody in the chat hates us right now.
And just so everybody knows, we do have at Nirvana next Saturday.
Yes.
Is Sam Payne, who is known for, he does a lot of variant covers and he's a pinup artist.
Yep.
He's gonna bring the pain.
Oh God.
Get out of here.
The pain is actually what me and Josh brought earlier. When we did our, that's going to be on the Popcorn Boys Christmas album.
That is.
But he's done. He's going to have copies of his art books. He's done over a dozen different variant covers from Archie and even a couple from other publishers as well. So he's going to be here December 7th.
I know it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, and that's going to be 11 to 7. And so everybody knows here.
Is that a Sunday? I believe that's
no, it's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
And the 6th, the day before,
Today's
Friday.
the 1st.
If you're going to come in, come in and say happy anniversary to Gran and Jess.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, they won't be. Well, they'll be off on their actual anniversary. But yeah, 10 years.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Well, yeah. 10-year anniversary is awesome. But yeah, let's get into the books.
Let's get into it, guys.
All right, guys. So we got some bangers this week.
Bangers.
Got some bangers.
I feel that's a pattern for every week now.
It is a pattern. Yeah, like we've said time and time again, it's a great time to be alive and be a comic book fan.
Yeah, and just for everybody out there, this because I think unfortunately this has hit every store this past week. Is last week Diamond ended up consolidating 2 of their warehouses into one.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the stores missed out on a lot of the Marvel books, a lot of the Image books. I think you guys missed out on Turtles 4.
Yeah, we did.
That's why it's not up here.
We do believe everything is fixed, so hopefully this coming week, whatever store you get will have the books from last week that they missed and have this week's books. Same here. Well, hopefully the Turtles 4 and whatever books were missing from Diamond. It's weird to me that Diamond decided a holiday week.
Diamond's
like the busiest time of the year.
Yeah,
people spending money. We were going to consolidate.
We're going to consolidate.
And the crazy thing is, they sent an email out last Friday.
Yeah,
Oh, hey, by the way, guys, you guys aren't going to have your books.
Yeah.
By the way, your orders are screwed.
But we still got some pretty good ones this week.
Oh, yeah.
West Coast Avengers #1, Justice League Unlimited, Hornsby and Halo, and Absolute Wonder Woman #2.
Yeah.
Let's start with Absolute Wonder Woman since it's a number 2.
It's a number 2? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a big number 2.
It's a big number 2. And again, it's just like there's no sophomore slump here.
No.
The second issue is just as good as the first.
It's not better.
Yeah. Who is the artist is did something recently that I really loved. I think it was the Dungeons book by Scott Snyder.
Possibly. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it's
He did Dungeons, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fucked if you've read it.
Yeah, if you're looking for a book that's going to stick with you. Because Mac ended up texting me at like 4 in the morning, go, hey, Ryan, have you finished this shit? I need somebody to talk to.
It was like, I literally was like sitting there in my bed like, I can't fucking sleep.
Yeah.
I'm like, Shipley, have you read it? I need to talk to someone.
And this artist can tell, like, the artist, I don't know if it's Hayden, so I don't know if it's a boy or a girl.
He's a guy.
Okay. But his artwork in that issue with her fighting the kaijus is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So good.
It's there's a lot of comic books that I read at very little time. Like, I feel like I'm there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I'm like immersed.
Yep.
Like, in what's going on. And, I thought it couldn't get. I thought #1 was going to be the peak.
Yeah.
For it, because something new, but like 2 hit. I was like, oh my gosh.
And they keep with the twists on the mythology of Wonder Woman, because like in the Earth 1 Wonder Woman, Steve Trevor does wash up on Amazon Island when she first introduces him, and in this he washes up, and this is good too because they have a good mystery to go with the book. Is how did he end up washing up on the shores of hell? Yeah.
So I have a theory about it, but I'm gonna kind of wait till see if it goes into that.
Yeah.
So I got a feeling there's some mischief.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Like, this issue takes place immediately. It literally takes place immediately where issue 1 left off, and just it hits the ball rolling.
I love what they did with their lasso.
Yes.
I was really interested to see, like, they've redone Wonder Woman, or they'll redo, like, her weapons. Like, instead of invisible jet, she gets a demonic Pegasus skeleton.
And you get a little bit more story. And Steve Trevor, by the way, does exactly what I would do. Can I pet it?
Yeah.
Can I pet
that Pegasus?
And she's like, no.
Pet that bear? No, she says yes.
She says yes.
Yeah, she does.
Because she's like, yeah, Pegasus thinks you're cool.
Yeah.
The Pegasus thing. And
I would have said no.
Okay.
That's just me, though.
No, Pegasus needs some love. And what I like, too, about the book is it shows that she is a warrior forged in hell, but she's also compassionate because she lets the monster, she knows the monsters are being forced to do this.
Yeah.
And she works out a plan with them.
Yeah, but the ending, buddy.
The ending is crazy.
The ending, you're like, what?
If this whole book is just Wonder Woman fighting kaiju monsters,
it's
I would be happy.
amazing. I'm so happy.
That's all I want. But what I'm also interested in, because when you read it, spoiler territory ahead also, when you read it, she knows about the other heroes.
Yeah, she knows about them.
And how you don't know yet.
Yeah,
that's true. But she knows about the other heroes.
Because she tells them more are going to.
She's like, there's more of us coming.
There's more of us coming. Yeah.
Huh.
So like the thing that, and I want your guys' input on this is, I'm trying to figure out like canonically like where this takes place in juncture to Absolute Superman and Absolute Batman.
That's what I was about to say. Because if she knows, like
and how long has Booster Gold? And has Booster Gold interacted with anybody?
Yeah. So I'm kind of interested if like maybe Absolute Batman, you're seeing it from the past,
maybe
type thing.
Yeah.
And then Superman, you're kind of just seeing it. I think Superman right now is honestly they're not even on Earth. I don't even.
No, they are.
They're definitely on Earth.
Superman's on Earth because he takes out those Brazilians.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like, is it the future?
Oh, you're wondering how far?
How far the future?
I see what
you're
saying. Okay.
Because I mean,
because you're saying,
yeah.
So you're saying Superman isn't in like present time. It like could be future.
That would be
what
cool.
You're saying.
Yeah, I was like, that's why I'm kind of wondering like, where does that fall in with Wonder Woman?
Okay. Yeah. One thing I really liked is when Wonder Woman had to go talk to the general. And by the way, not the general from the insurance commercials.
No.
Don't worry, this isn't a first appearance of him. Plus, also, Darkseid's made this universe harder, so why would he have like such a good insurance company?
Yeah, that's true.
But she goes to the general. And the general tries to dress her down and like throw his might, and she's just like.
Yeah. She's like, listen. She's like, you can help me or not. I'm going to do this regardless. She basically says, there's nothing you can do to stop me, so I don't really care what you do.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know what I'm going to be doing.
We'll court-martial you. That'd be weird if you court-martial me, because you're probably going to need me in about 10 seconds.
Need me in about 10 seconds. And then she's all like, oh, spoiler alert. And then she's all like, you need to evacuate the next like 5 blocks now. And then she walks outside. She goes, evacuate the whole town.
Evacuate the whole city.
Evacuate the whole city.
Coast City, right?
Coast City.
Which is kind of interesting because they do have the reporter Alan, and they name him. I wonder if that's supposed to be Alan Scott.
Maybe.
Ooh, interesting.
Because Coast City is Green Lantern's territory. So, so that kind of was interesting.
Interesting.
I'm also kind of interested to see if I know Absolute Green Lantern and Absolute Flash and the Absolute Martian Man have been announced.
Yeah,
I'm curious if we see them before their books come out.
Well, that would be cool.
Like if you see, like for instance, like you see like Absolute Green Lantern, like no real like context except for the fact like maybe he or she, whoever it is, I don't know yet. Just makes an appearance like bam, and Absolute Wonder Woman helps her fight these kaiju, and it's like gotta go.
It would help make the universe seem more connected than it is right now. But review wise, 5 bony Calebs out of 5. It's amazing.
I'm giving it 5 kaiju-sized Calebs.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Because
now Josh has to come up with something.
Josh
I'm just giving it 5 regular cute-sized Calebs.
Okay.
So I'm not going above and beyond.
I'm disappointed.
But there's definitely no sophomore slump.
No,
there's no sophomore slump. This, I think, and the thing that I think is crazy about the whole entire Absolute line is, from what I've read online, is that with every new issue, it sells more than like the previous.
And they did one thing this week, which with Absolute Wonder Woman 1, which I think is weird and doesn't make any sense to me. They brought out a noir edition.
Well, they did the same thing with Batman.
I know, but
the Batman one was
noir.
freaking
noir
awesome.
Is usually like crime stories. But they also have, if you missed out on number 1, you wanted number 1. I think we still maybe have a few copies in Comic Exchange, I think, here.
I don't know. I don't think we have any. Well, I know we don't have any number 1s.
Actually, I don't think
there is a reprint though.
There is reprints coming, and there is that noir version.
And they're doing. I think they're doing a noir for all of them.
Yeah, they are, because they did one last week for the second printing for the Batman and Robin year 1, 2, which also read. Yeah. What's the next book? Wait, you got it. Oh, we already.
You're right. Sorry. Go ahead. We're gonna do it in succession.
Yeah,
buddy. So you're up next.
What are you gonna do, buddy?
Let's do Hornsby and Halo.
Okay.
Let's switch it up from the heroes, because we got a lot of superheroes this week. So.
Yep.
Yeah, Hornsby and Halo.
The second Ghost Machine book not written by Jeff Johns.
In the Odyssey.
Family Odyssey.
It is though the. Is this written by
Peter Tomasi?
So he didn't. Well, that's the wrong book. He didn't also. Which one's? Oh, there we
You
are.
can't
Okay.
read. We're learning today, ladies and gentlemen. Matt can't read.
I can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I was trying to see who did the art. It's Peter. Smith.
I can't pronounce.
Yeah, I don't know. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Peter,
Snesberg.
which Peter?
Second Peter.
Snesberg.
Yeah, not the one.
Snesberg.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, so like basically, for those of you that don't know, it's basically about an angel and a demon that basically get taken from their home.
Yeah, well, see what
As
it is.
babies.
As babies.
So the premise of the story right now is that you have a war between heaven and hell.
Yeah, there's always a war
And
between heaven and hell.
to maybe one day bring a sense of peace to both sides.
Ceasefire, yeah.
A ceasefire. They take a child of hell and a child of heaven, but they flip flop it. They put a child of hell in a loving home, and a child of heaven in
which is a cool twist. Yeah,
which is cool. And so they grow up.
And they're teens in the book.
Yeah, they're and wow.
Yeah.
Like it's really like it. For me, it's a nice change of pace from like Hyde Street and everything going on.
Yeah,
it's not like blood and gore, but I mean, there's still some pretty dark.
There's some dark
some
stuff.
dark-
It's definitely not as light
dark
as
material.
the Peter Tomasi book that we did last year.
Rockefellers.
Yeah, but it's still
So it
has
is
some
the
good
same.
art in it.
Okay,
Yeah.
it is the same person who wrote Rockefellers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
It's just, but you have it basically. They don't know who they are. They don't know where they come from.
yeah.
So in this book, you know, the child of heaven is with a family that run a funeral parlor.
Mm-hmm.
And twist, they're also grave robbers.
Grave robbers.
So good.
It is, and
Yeah.
it's like you're like, oh my god, and so like he finds this out, and he's like, oh man, not again, and he goes to sleep, but he wakes up as an angel, like it's like his angelic powers come out, but he doesn't know it. It's like a different persona of him, and then same thing basically happens with the
Hornsby.
Hornsby. And I also like they have like these little pets with them. Like one has a cat, the other has a dog. And I feel like they're going to come into.
I think so too. Like they're maybe the Guardians.
Yeah, they're going to come into play.
Some kind of like just like a you say Guardians.
Yeah, but the artist whose name we can't pronounce, so good on this.
The art's really good.
It's
Like
really,
I love
really good.
the first 6 or so pages where it's doing the setup in heaven and hell, and just looks so cool. I think Ghost Machine at this point has proven that I'm going to at least try every first issue.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them,
But at least you give yourself. I mean, don't sell yourself short when it comes to like at least trying the first issue of them. I mean, it's like I said for me, Hyde Street. Like I read issue 2.
Hyde Street is.
I don't know if y'all read issue 2.
I read issue 2.
I haven't got to that yet.
Amazing.
But is it? Okay.
It's so good. You need to get on it.
And I would say too, if you're somebody that just wants to get into Ghost Machine has been really, really good about doing extra printings if we sell out, and also doing trades.
Yeah. So like the only thing that I have with Hornsby and Halo, like I liked it, but for some reason for me there was just this little thing in the back of my mind that said this is going to read better in trade.
I can
for
see
some
that.
reason. This is the only one of those books that I've had that feeling. So
I was definitely curious to see how you felt, because we've said on the show before when we did that book by Distillery, a lot of times you don't read the books that are kind of dealing with God and the devil.
Yeah, I mean,
how
it
did this
depends.
feel for that?
Huh? Oh, it was fine.
Okay, good.
There's certain, when it's like, so the other one we did, Blasphemous, I mean, I thought it was okay. The thing with that one is it was just a lot darker.
Yeah.
Like,
he said he had to take a lot of showers after.
Yeah, so, the first couple pages of that book, I was like, holy shit.
What do you give it, Max, since you started this one?
I'm going to go ahead and honestly, like, I'm going to give it a 3.5. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, I think this is one that I may end up waiting for the trade, just because I think it's going to read way better in trade. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I'm going to give it a 4. Like I said, it's a really good read. The art's really good. I want to see how it plays out in issue 2. You know, because it's a really big build up, and like you said, sometimes you get that sophomore slump. Yeah. And I kind of want to see how it plays out next issue.
I give it 4 angelic Caleb's out of 5. Caleb is an angelic baby boy.
Yes, he is.
He is an angelic baby boy.
We need to have him on here one day.
Yesterday,
somehow.
Yesterday, Jazz was in the other area wrapping presents, and Caleb was laying next to her, but laying in a pile of dirt. And I felt like that Johnny Cash song. he just said, I'm going to lay in this dirt. What's our third book?
Our third book, let's do West.
Josh gets a bit. Yeah, wow.
Go ahead.
I'm doing it.
Wow.
No, just because you said that, we're going to do Justice League Unlimited.
Okay.
Nice, okay.
Nice.
All right.
Wow.
Mark Waid and Dan Mora.
Wow.
Yep.
So one thing with this book that I was skeptical about was if it was going to somehow feel like I was watching the show.
I have that same.
And it delivered.
Absolutely.
Does it feel like the show?
Yeah.
I've never seen the show.
You have homework.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're
not judging, but
we're not judging, but we're silently judging.
Okay. But no, I mean it does. You feel like I said, like you're just kind of watching the show, and if you're if you're a fan of the show, you're going to love this book also. But what's fun about it is last week we did the question.
Yes.
And the question,
and I actually did finally read the question.
Yeah. Woo! The question ties into this one.
It does.
Surprised me.
Yeah. It's wow.
Yeah. Because do we give it away? The ending of Justice League #1?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler. Yeah. I mean, we do spoilers.
We do spoilers now, guys.
So it does the try and true thing with fiction, where they do the POV character, your introduction into like what everything's going on. Like you get the introduction where they're going around showing you what the heroes are all doing.
Yeah.
And it turns out the guy Airwave.
He's like, God, it's so great that I'm here. Too bad I have to kill them.
Too bad I have to kill them all.
Yeah, he's planning to kill them all. I wonder if he's being, because they also talk there's a secret shrouded group
that's trying to arm the tower. That's what happens in the question.
Okay.
They're trying to figure out. They hire the question to be the head of security and figure out who this group is.
Yeah.
That's trying to weaponize the tower.
Yeah.
The Justice League tower.
And it's kind of interesting too, because the X-Men with the soft reboot that started in July with the Gail Simone and all that kind of has a similar story, where there is the shrouded group that is trying to like make mutants as
which if you're reading X-Men, holy moly,
it's so good. And speaking of, just real quick, Uncanny 6, I was a little nervous because this was going to be the first issue with a guest artist, and usually guest artists can make or break a book.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I think the guest artist was close enough to the other artist.
It was good.
That it felt good.
Yeah, it was like,
it wasn't a drop in quality.
Man, Uncanny. If you're not reading Uncanny, like read Uncanny.
We I mean, literally, we had to stop ourselves from putting Uncanny up here every week, because we'd have an Uncanny book up, like an X-Men book up here.
So a question about Justice League Unlimited, because this was my only worry with the book. It's basically every superhero is in this watchtower, right?
Yes.
So I wonder where the suspense is going to come from, because there's no drama. It's like with Superman. A lot of people are like, Superman's boring because he's too OP. Where does the drama come from this? Because no group can... Who is going to give them a run for their money?
I mean, that's one thing I thought about when you read the book, you find out that you not everybody, because this is a new thing.
Yeah.
Like this is a new, everybody's
because they've never done the Unlimited in the DC universe, right?
Yeah. So they're all together for the first time.
Yeah.
And they're all trying to figure out how to work dynamically together. Like not everybody has the same. So like for instance, like Martian Manhunter, or is it Red Tornado? I forget which. Oh, it's Red Tornado.
Red Tornado, yeah.
He's the kind of like the AI right now, while they're giving him new body, and he's the one that prioritizes who goes on what missions depending on what the crisis is.
Yeah.
So the thing is, though, is you have heroes that have never worked together. Their powers may not coincide with each other.
Yeah.
And they have to kind of figure, as you find out, they kind of have to figure it out on the fly. Like, for instance, like Star Sapphire and Black Lightning in this one, there's these gigantic machines that they just cannot deal with. So Superman and Wonder Woman are struggling with them too. They're like, who made these? Like, these are tough. Well, they see a guy that's been shot, and Black Lightning's like, listen, he's dead. Like, we have to leave him.
Yeah.
We got to, one of the minutes. Star Sapphir's like, no. She's like, we're not. That's not what we do. Like, we're heroes. And you see, she puts up the shield, and then something I didn't know about Star Sapphire, because I didn't read a lot about it. Is she can actually heal people from war.
Power of love.
Power of love.
Like Huey Lewis would say.
So they literally sit there and they're like, well, where's your wife?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, and that's when like the Airway character comes in and is like, oh, what's fine, and they find it and get her there, and they're like, heals this one individual.
Yeah.
And but it's things like that. I think that's where the suspense comes in, where you have characters and how their philosophies are going to kind of butt heads.
Yeah, and in a way, Star Sapphire is also a POV character for us because she is unexperienced, because she's Hal's girlfriend Carol throughout the Green Lantern books. So she's got her powers back, I think, recently in the Green Lantern books. So she is kind of new to all this stuff too.
Yeah. So, but I think, like I said, that's where the suspense is going to come in, where there's going to be just different philosophies on how to be a superhero.
Yeah.
On how to be a hero, and because it's kind of like when you get a bunch of big heads in a room and everybody thinks they're right, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's where you're going to have a lot of tension.
Whenever the event happens where the Watchtower gets destroyed, because they're in this high right now.
Yeah.
Sooner or later that's going to go down.
I don't think it's going to get destroyed. But what I'm kind of curious to see,
I think it's going to be a few years from now, but there's going to be an event where the Watchtower goes down.
I want to see, because I know this happened in the show. Well, it might have been I think it was Jessica Unlimited, where somebody gets a hold of the Batman protocols that can take down all the heroes.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see if they go that route.
I was just about to say
that's off a Grant Morrison Justice League story.
Yeah.
Does I want to know if Batman has a contingency plan on every single person?
Oh, he does. Oh,
100%.
Absolutely. I want to see that.
It's called blowing up the Watchtower.
It's called blow it up. But I also think that there, at some point, these absolute universes and like the main line DC universe are going to come
sooner or later. I hope they wait a while.
It's going to be a while.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited to see how that leads into it, and I think that this book is going to be the one that actually leads into it.
Now, one thing I would say, if you're buying this book for the Hush prelude, save your money.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're buying this book because you're a Justice League fan or you want to see what's going on, do get this book and get Question from last week.
Yeah.
But if you're just doing this for the Hush 2 prelude...
It's like 2 pages.
It's 4 pages, but it's like a gatefold of pages. It's not worth it. It's not really... I wouldn't even consider it set up.
No, it's not even set up. I think... for me, I feel like they just took 2
pages from the book.
And just threw it in.
Yeah, that's what they did.
And you're like double spread. Yeah.
I guarantee you that the pages that are in there are literally the first whatever pages of the first issue of that. That's all it is.
It felt like it was just a marketing tool, which wasn't needed.
No.
Just like with Ultimates 4, it wasn't needed.
Exactly.
What would you give it, Josh?
I'm giving this one a 5.
Okay.
Like like I said, DC is a hit or miss for me when it comes to books. Like all the absolute stuff right now, I'm loving, but I've never really the only one I'm really reading is Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I don't do Batman or detectives or Superman or action.
Definitely do detective right now. It's good.
Yeah,
But
and then I was like, Justice League. But I was like, Unlimited Justice. I'm going to give it a try, and I liked it.
Yeah. A wise man named Bill Langford once told me, when he was young, what he really liked to do is the Avengers books, especially the Avengers books, because if you were little, you didn't have much money, you could pay your $1.25 whatever and get a book that has all your favorite superheroes in it. And I would say, definitely, if you're a kid and you're wanting a book that has a ton of superheroes in it, this is going to be perfect, and it's going to be perfect for everybody.
Oh yeah,
this definitely gets 5 out of 5. Caleb Unlimited Caleb.
Unlimited Caleb.
It gets a 5 out of 5 for me too. I really liked it. I loved how it really felt like you were just watching the show.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, yeah. It's just it's a great book. I'm really excited to see like what they do with the next issues.
Yep, it's gonna be a banger. But definitely pick up Question as well.
Yes.
Our final book, which I guess I'm doing, West Coast Avengers.
Yeah. Speaking of team ups.
Yeah. So
Speaking of team ups,
this is the tale of two books for Ryan.
Yeah.
So I read
you
half
actually
of it.
read it?
You son of a gun. So I read half of it Thursday night, and when I was talking to Mac, we try not to talk to each other before we do this.
Yeah, we
But
try
I
not
just
to.
told Mac there was one book that I wasn't sure how I was feeling, and at that point I was halfway through this book. It's Gary Dugan. This is basically him Jerry Dugan spinning off what he was doing with his Iron Man run, which, by the way, his Iron Man run, very underrated.
Yeah.
Yes, very underrated.
I think a lot of people didn't read it because of the connection with the Krakoa stuff, and they thought it was going to be too much, with not knowing the Krakoa stuff. But at the end of it, because at one point, War Machine gets put in prison.
Yep.
And he sees just how prison isn't really rehabilitating the criminals. So he comes up with the idea, maybe we have an Avengers team that this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're trying to help criminals. So I started this book confused because I didn't know when Ultron had become a good guy. And some of the humor I thought was kind of dumb, like where Tony Stark is in the armor and he's on a Segway.
God,
That
like
cracked me up.
I'm just saying, like that is
Cracked me up.
for me for this the panel of the year for me was in this book.
Him.
I don't it's so if you're reading Iron Man, the
Yeah,
newest
yeah,
one,
You know.
it coincides with this
Yep.
book, and
Yeah.
you understand that Iron Man right now doesn't really have any armor.
He
Yeah.
doesn't have any armor.
So basically, what happens is he has his old
He's got the Silver Centurion one.
armor, and he has literally battery packs on him
Yeah,
just to
yeah,
power
yeah.
it up, and he runs out of juice after he
Yeah.
fights these
Yeah.
guys, and they're like, Iron Man, are you on your way? He's like, yes, it'll take me a little bit longer, and it shows him on a little
He's
scooter.
got a little helmet
He
on.
has a helmet. Yes, he has the whole armor suit on, but has a helmet on.
I was like, this is too silly for me. I did like the joke where they're like, the people are going, you're Ultron, you're a murderous robot. He's like, you know what, that's fair.
Yeah, that's
you know
fair.
what?
That's
Yeah,
fair.
he's like, you know what? Yes,
Yeah.
but not anymore.
No,
now
but-
I don't now. Or did they explain or
No, this is where the second half. So I read the second half of the book that night.
yeah?
And I turned my opinion on this book greatly because
Good.
they haven't explained why Tony and James
Yeah,
why
Yeah.
they now trust Ultron.
Yeah.
And they're kind of worried to tell people
yeah.
why
Yeah.
they trust Ultron. I don't think they know what Ultron's planning to do.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that's great about this book is it still shows Ultron is legitimately thinking he's doing good with what
Yeah.
his plan is.
Yeah.
But his plan is crazy.
His
Yeah.
plan is insane.
My thing is, it's like, is it two different Ultrons? Like, are we going to get now because you have Ultron, the one that
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
just like wants to take over the
Oh,
world
so
and do
you're
whatever he
saying
can.
this
So
may be
I think
an
it's the same
alternate-
Ultron from reading what he was saying, but it could be but I think it's that Ultron.
No, I don't think it's that particular one. I don't think it's the same one.
Okay.
Because I mean,
Gary or Jerry, if you're listening, just tell us.
yeah,
Jerry.
hop in
Yeah.
Ryan's DM.
I like the reason why they got Spider-Woman on the team, and I like that they're bringing Firestarter into it. People probably know her from her first appearance in a Prodigy song. But after reading the second half of this, I'm totally on board.
Oh yeah, I loved this book. Again, like Josh was saying, the panel where Iron Man's on this
It's the
scooter.
craziest. It's literally my
so
favorite.
silly.
It's literally my because he's like,
so
he's like, it'll take me a minute, guys.
It'll
And
take
he's
me
just
a
like,
minute, guys,
You
and then
just see him. He's just
you
on
just
this
see him.
damn
He's
scooter, and he has a helmet.
The helmet was the craziest part of it.
That's what I said. I was like, he has the whole suit on.
Yeah.
It doesn't work, but
I
he has
laughed.
a helmet.
I
And
laughed
the
so
bitch of it is,
hard.
the helmet's not even buckled.
No, it's not.
Children
I
at
laughed
home,
so
please
hard.
buckle your helmet.
Yes,
Yeah.
buckle your helmets,
I'm like,
kids.
what
Don't be
the-
like Iron Man.
Like what
Like,
insanity
it
was
was-
happening when he was
it-
just like, you know what, I'm gonna put him on this damn, scooter
It was
with an unbuckled helmet.
It was absolutely like
It was chaos.
phenomenal issue.
Yeah.
Like just how I loved like exactly like how different this is from like any other thing that Jerry Dugan has written, because he also did that Iron Man run. He also did a really good run on Savage Avengers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with Conan.
With Conan, and then currently he's also writing Falling in Love on the Path to Hell, which also had a new issue this week, which is phenomenal. Very scandalous, but phenomenal. Very horny issue. But yeah, no, so it was just really cool to see how he can actually write two totally different tonally books at the same time.
Yeah.
It really proves that he's just a phenomenal writer.
And here's why I think this is the same Ultron. Because he has a, if I can find redemption, then I can save myself.
Okay.
So maybe it's a different.
Well, but you see, he's hooked up.
He's hooked up, but
I just don't think
this
it's
is
like.
what do you think Ultron does?
But see, I don't think he can leave that. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he can leave the entertainment he's in.
Well, he does leave it. He does leave it because he goes over there and he puts her head on that body. See. So.
Okay.
See? Yeah. So it's. So I think it's the same Ultron. It could be like a different body.
I think it's going to be, because if you notice, let's see, just out of
you just want to look at that helmet.
Steve Davis, I saw your thing in the chat. Yes, Falling in Love on the Path to Hell issue 6 is a very horny book. If you've read it,
you need to calm down. Yeah. So, but if you look at this Ultron, like check that one, helmet and everything, and then you flip over to this one. It's almost a completely different.
See, what I'm wondering is because Ultron is
but see,
AI.
there's no holes.
Yeah, but you know how Ultron has like different. His AI can control different robots.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking it's the same Ultron, just using a different robot.
You know what we're gonna?
How about I just want Ultron to be good? Why can't you just let me live and have my dream?
You know what we're gonna do, guys? After we're done here, I'm gonna make a poll on Facebook, and we're gonna say if it's the real Ultron or a different Ultron.
Will the real Ultron please stand up?
Will the real Ultron please stand up?
As the review goes, not gonna lie, I thought you had me in the first half, but I'm gonna give this 4 West Coast Caleb's.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go 5.
5. I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
I love it.
I really like the fact that they're taking these heroes, I guess, that are down on their luck. Also, like it's just not the villains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like you got like Spider-Woman. You got is it Firestar or is that
Firestar?
Firestar. Yeah. It's everybody because
not Firestarter. It's still kind of ruined my joke.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay.
I love that they're just taking these down and out heroes that are just kind of down their luck, and they're also not only trying to rehabilitate villains, but they're trying to go back and get these heroes back to what they were.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of wondering if it's going to have a sliding cell of like different heroes, because there is one guy that's one of the rehabilitation heroes that's kind of like put on the shelf almost right away.
Yeah, they're like he's going to kill somebody.
He's going to murder the shit out of someone.
But what do you give it, Josh?
4.5.
4.5.
And I gave it a 5.
Yeah, another strong week.
Yeah,
very strong week.
And just to give you guys an idea, this is what we're doing next week. As of now, very first time ever, he's getting his own book.
I'm really excited to see how
Christian Ward.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I'm really excited to see how this one goes. This one goes in, and how I'm excited.
Yeah. Absolute super random.
Yes.
I almost sat down and read that today.
I almost did too, but you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be with the regular people, because when we read this in advance, we couldn't talk to anybody.
Nobody. It was literally killing me.
Look at that cover with all the peacemakers.
Such a good cover.
Yeah. Then we're gonna do Holiday Tales to Astonish.
I'm actually really excited about this one.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been a Tales to Astonish in a hot minute, I feel.
Yeah, and if you dig like Christmas style stories, I think DC is doing one. Robin Laid an Egg.
Yes.
Which is fantastic, and Image is doing one that we think is horror based, right?
Yeah. Deck the Halls.
Deck the Halls. So there's going to be three of these coming out, and they're fun to read, and they're all like one shots where you don't need to know anything else. So that's that one, and then the final one we're going to do is the Venom War is finally over.
Yeah,
finally.
And we're finding out who the new Venom is.
Yeah, so this is the all-new Venom. He's got a cool... At the end of the Venom Wars, from what I understand, the symbiote is finally like, you know what? It's like a good episode of the Maury Povich show. Yeah. He's like, neither one of you are the father, and just leaves Dylan and Eddie Brock
behind.
So there's somebody new in the suit. The cool thing is the mystery is going to be there's 4 possible suspects. And I do not think they tell you in this book who's still going to be Venom by the end of it. The 4 possible suspects are Luke Cage, which is cool, Rick Jones, Madame Mystique, and Robbie Robertson, the old school editor of the Daily Bugle.
Interesting.
So one of those 4 is going to be the new Venom.
I'd like to see Luke Cage.
I would. Luke Cage is my hope.
That's my pick.
Or Rick Jones, because they've not really done anything with Rick Jones for a minute. So those are the 2 I'm excited for. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, but I've not done the symbiote stuff in so long because I think it's just too much. So I hope this can bring me back into it. For those
God bless it. It's fucking Paul.
Oh no!
No
God.
shit!
Oh God! Well, we're still doing it.
We're still doing it, but
hopefully Venom eats Paul.
Oh God! Let it.
God
Please,
damn it!
if anybody is listening out there,
kill this motherfucker.
If you're writing Spider-Man, Venom, anything, please kill Paul. If that is my 2025 resolution.
If they do something in this book and they go, you know what? None of those 4 are Venom. It's actually Paul. I'm burning Marvel. I'm sorry, everybody loves Marvel Comics, but I'm burning them down.
He is the most hated character. I mean, he's actually a real villain. Every time I open that page, it ruined the rest of my day.
Every time McKay tries to defend Zeb Wells' run on Amazing Spider-Man, I just look him dead in the eye and go, Paul.
And McKay's like, ooh.
There's no... I know we're getting off topic here.
Yeah.
God Almighty.
God Almighty.
I have never... I could rage about this all day. It literally... I mean, it is a mood for me.
You know what we should... Oh, you know it would be...
Paul is the Cousin Oliver of comic books.
No, he's like the fucking Joffrey of comics. That's what I'm calling it. He is literally...
He's the Joffrey of comics.
And the thing
all our older viewers will enjoy my reference. But all you young hipsters out there that have seen Justice League Unlimited will like the Joffrey.
No, that's Game of Thrones.
I know. I know Game of Thrones. I watch House of Dragons. I'm
okay. I just hate Paul so much.
Now, one thing we may do, because we're going to be packed for next week, we may drop one of these books.
Yeah.
And do Creature Commando.
Maybe.
Because that starts this coming week, and I think that's going to be interesting because it's going to be the first actual taste of the James Gunn universe. And everybody that plays the role on Creature Commando will play that character in the
So we're going to be talking about the show.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say is, if there's any books that you guys want us to talk about next week, be sure to leave it in the chat.
I'm making shirts, and it's going to have Paul. It's going to be like Kill Paul 2025.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm so down.
I cannot stand it.
Kill Paul 2025.
I can no longer sit by and let this go on.
Justice League is just having a fucking
It's probably
day.
the saboteur.
Justice League is having a
but
fucking day.
we're gonna call it here.
We're gonna call it here, guys. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Yeah, if there's anything you want us to talk about next week, let us know.
As long as it's not Paul.
As long as it's not
Paul.
Paul.
Not talking about Paul.
But yeah, let's definitely make those shirts, Josh.
Yeah.
Because that'd be good.
Love you guys.
Stay classy, Knoxville.
Stay classy, Knoxville, and I have a very long track.
He does. He has to walk all the way
and it's
around.
crazy.
And he has little legs, so it takes a minute.
I have little legs.
I have little
legs.
This
is
I can't run as fast as you because I have little legs.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.